Hey y'all, I have a question, a challenge for y'all to do. Now I know it's not popular to talk politics, to debate, and put your political views on out there, but that's where I'm going to challenge all the channels that watch me. Everybody's being challenged for this. Today I'm going to talk about politics, particularly about the impeachment of Donald Trump, the proceedings. And I would like to hear your take on this. Now, part of the challenge to y'all is that we do it respectfully without slandering or insulting the other side, the opposing sides. Because you know what? Quite honestly, our friends that are on the other side, they have a reason for it. So let's do this reasonably, and hopefully both sides can put their thoughts and we can listen to each other. Now, everybody knows I'm not a big Donald Trump fan. I like a number of the things that he's done. Some of the stuff I don't care about. I don't believe it's all underneath his control. As far as the impeachment proceedings, did I think that he should be investigated? Yes, I did think that he deserved to be investigated. That doesn't mean that I felt like he was necessarily guilty, but I wanted to find out if he is doing something wrong. On the same token, with all these back investigations that's happening and stuff, they played their games. Both sides have played games and this and that. And we both see it, Adam Schiff, just kind of screw everything on up and withhold the Republicans from being able to bring in their witnesses. Even if it would have been a scam, other witnesses, why not let it come forth and let people see it instead of blocking everybody every which turn? I'm confused with this whole deal, the way that the Democrats ran it. I'm confused why Trump, when he could get in there and say something more, why he didn't do more. But there's something more that concerns me. With that phone call with what was that country? I'll think of it a little bit. The president of Ukraine. With that phone call, when I first heard read the transcript, I thought, well, I can see why the Democrats would think this. But then you get to digging it in further, and I see it from the other side, too. That transcript of that phone call definitely raises questions of, okay, was President Trump trying to get information to help him in his campaign? Everybody would, I think every Republican, if they believe that that's what Trump was doing, then I believe everybody would say, yeah, he did wrong. But I think the only way that we can find out to the bottom of this, whether he's guilty or innocent, is dig further. When he asked to have Biden investigated, we all know the story that's there. Biden threatened to withhold the funding there to the Ukraine president way back then, if they didn't fire the judge that was investigating the company that his son, Hunter Biden, was involved with. There's a number of things that appear that Joe Biden was corrupt. So shouldn't this whole impeachment proceeding been a total investigation to see whether he was guilty as well as whether he could be exonerated? Because in my view, it is the president's responsibility if the House and the Senate is not doing their part of investigating this stuff. I still think it's the Republicans or the president's responsibility to when they shirk their job. And if nobody else is doing it, the president has to do it. Then they're going to say, oh, well, that's an impeachable offense. I know they say that it was already investigated, but it sounds kind of odd. Don't it sound kind of odd to you, the whole deal? It really does sound odd to me. So, I'm not saying Joe Biden or Hunter Biden's guilty. I'm not saying that at all. But why can't we know, as the American people, why can't we get that investigation? Why can't we get a solid answer? Why can't we have a full-blown investigation into this so we can make these decisions? If we can find out and get into the crux of it all, just get buried on in, we could find out if Trump did the right thing or if he did the wrong thing. And we can find out if Joe Biden did the right thing or if he did the wrong thing. That's my take on it. Why can't we have that investigation? I am going to give you my answer to that whole deal. Why the Senate is talking about having a very short deal and not bringing up any witnesses and bringing anything involved. You know why? Donald Trump did run on draining the swamp. And he didn't say Democrats or Republicans. He was referring to them all. And personally, in my opinion, yeah, they want to impeach. The Democrats want to impeach Trump. But they don't want to get into draining that swamp. And the Republicans, they don't want to dive into it further either. You know why? Because they're a part of that swamp. That's the part that I feel so frustrated. My hands are so tied over on this whole deal. Is they're both snowballing us. Both sides, the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, we're being snowballed. So, folks, I would really like to know your take on this. What's your opinion? Do you see it that way, or do you see it in the way where Trump really deserves to be impeached? Do you see where Trump did absolutely nothing wrong? You know, and he should just be exonerated. You know what, folks? Let's not stop being cowards. Let's stop pussyfooting around. Let's not shirk this political deal. We need reasonable people like you and I out there talking about this in a reasonable manner without pointing fingers and without slandering the other side. But let's get our views on out there. Let's get our voices heard, you know, to where people can understand and we can make decisions based on that. We can start seeing, I see the other side point. Because I know there's stuff that I'm not seeing that maybe you can bring in light to me. From both sides, from the Republican stance, from the Democratic stance, you know, we can all come together. We can start listening and we can start understanding instead of pointing and saying, hey, you know, the Democrats are hypocrites. They're the swamp, you know, they're swamp rats, you know, the Republicans, they're Nazis, you know. I mean, all this name calling, I don't think it belongs here when we're talking about politics, when we're talking about people's lives. So that's my challenge to you. Please get out there and make a video. Be heard. Just remember, folks, if the girls don't find you handsome like me, they can find you handy like me. And if they don't find you handy like me, just pray that they find you. Y'all come back now here. Bye. Don't forget to keep your stick on the ice. And oh yeah, all you viewers that don't make videos, please leave a comment. And please encourage your other channels that you're subscribed to get involved in this. Bye.